All right, we're going to go ahead and get started if everybody's ready, if we can get seated. And we want to first welcome you to our awesome 2019 Hall of Fame induction ceremony. We are excited about the crowd we have here today, but more than that, we're excited about the people within this crowd. What a great honor it is to be in a Hall of Fame. And I guess at this time, if anyone in here is currently, not the group that's coming in, but currently in our Hall of Fame, could you please stand? Currently Hall of Fame members. Let's give them a big hand. We are so proud of all of our students that come through our school, and one of the things in athletics we've talked about as a motto for us is tradition never graduates. I want you to think about that as you sit back in your seat today. You are a huge part of all of that tradition, and we're very proud of where we're heading, but certainly not at the expense of celebrating the past and what the future holds for us in the future here. So we're thankful for you to be here. Shows your commitment. Hopefully it shows that we did a pretty good job on our end of it to getting you back on campus. And one of the things as the athletic director I've really tried to emphasize is we want to be gatherers. We want all of our folks to come back, to be coming to events, athletic events, our school events, being involved on our campus. And this is a great sign showing your commitment to being a part of our school. So we're thankful for you. We're blessed to have you in the house today. And we're going to have a great weekend and certainly a great ceremony today. Pastor Willard KNIPP is going to come bless our food and our service for us today.
Let's bow together. Our Heavenly Father, we give you thanks for the gift of life with which you have blessed us this day. And as we gather in this place, we are mindful that your word tells us for everything there is a season. And this is a season to celebrate and give thanks for those who've gone before us. We ask, God, that you would help us to be thankful for those who have not only endeavored to succeed on the athletic field and in competition, but also to succeed in life and paint the way and point the way for those who will follow behind them. As we honor them today, help us be mindful also to honor all that you have blessed us with even to this day, for health and strength, for comfort and healing, and for hope. Bless this meal to our bodies to your service, our service for your glory, we pray. In the name of God the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen.
Before we get started, we'd like to thank today's sponsor, this Kentucky Farm Bureau Board and J.B. Gillum. Everybody give a round of applause for the Kentucky Farm Bureau Board for us, please. Also, we'd like to recognize the Provost, Lori Worth, and the First Lady of the University, Kay Webb. And if we have any Board of Trustee members, if you don't mind, stand to be recognized as well, please. We have a couple. Perfect. So it's time for the show. So my name is Gary Justice. Very privileged to be here to be the MC today for the 2019 UPIKE Athletics Hall of Fame. I'm a proud alumnus of UPIKE Athletics and also a member of the 2004 inducted class to the Hall of Fame. Today we're inducting 9 very deserving new members and a great team tonight. It's my honor to MC this morning to be a part of this special occasion. So we have 6 individuals going into the Hall of Fame this year, so let's get started and honor these great men and women. So let's a couple of little housekeeping, the inductees. If you guys don't mind to come on to the right side, my right, on the stage, come across here. You'll receive your plaque. We'll do a picture here, then we'll do a secondary photo down there with Coach Wells and Lakia Bailey as well, please. So our first inductee, our first honoree actually can't be here today. He just signed a new deal to play professionally in Mexico. Let's welcome Vance Cooksey into the Hall of Fame. A member of the 2011 NAIA National Championship team, Vance Cooksey proved himself as one of the best point guards ever to play at Pikeville. He was an NAIA All-American selection in 2011 and was in the top 2 of the Mid-South Conference in points per game at 18.7, assists per game at 5.1, and steals per game at 2.2. In addition to the national title, he also led the 2011 team to a then program record 30-win season. He later went on to play professionally in the NBA, D-League, and multiple spots overseas. And representing Vance today is his mother, Velma Cooksey.
Good morning. My name is Velma Cooksey, and I am here to speak on behalf of Vance Cooksey, my son. First of all, I would like to apologize for not being able to attend the ceremony to accept this prestigious award. I would have loved to have been in Pikeville to share this award with my Pikeville family because they are so special to me. Fortunately, God blessed me with an opportunity to play in Mexico and extend my professional career playing the game that I love. To share my thoughts on being selected to receive this once-in-a-lifetime honor is my mom, my mentor, my life coach, spiritual leader, and my #1 fan. First and foremost, I would like to thank God for steering me into the right direction by sending me to Pikeville College to complete my last year of my college work for my bachelor's degree and my last year of eligibility to play basketball at the collegiate level. Secondly, I would like to thank my family for supporting me during my transition from Youngstown State University. Finally, I would like to thank my Pikeville family, from the president, vice president, coaches, teammates, teachers, and the announcer, Rick. All of you accepted me as one of your own, as if I had been here for 4 years, even though I had been here for only 1. I can't thank you guys enough, because without you, all of you, this honor would not have been possible. I will never forget telling Coach Wells and Coach Rector and President Patton, if you trust me and give me the keys to Pikeville, I promise I will bring a championship. And we did just that. Coach Wells, you and your family just don't know the things you did for me by accepting me and allowing me to come here and be myself. I not only respect you as a coach, but also as a great father. I'm not Vance, but I remember. You are a loyal man, not just to your immediate family, but to me and the whole Pikeville community, and for that, we love you. Before signing here to play basketball, I had never heard of Pikeville, nor did I know what I was getting myself into. Without a shadow of a doubt, it was one of the best decisions I made in my life. Being here at Pikeville helped me grow as a man and fall in love with the game of basketball all over again. I will never forget the season we had, the journey we embarked upon, the ups and downs, but most of all of importance, winning a national championship by playing 5 games back-to-back in 7 days after just competing in a tough conference tournament. I knew once we got accepted into the tournament, we were going to win. I recently just watched the Season to Believe all-in tape before I left for Mexico. It reminded me that you can do anything you put your mind to. It was a true testament to our team and faith that season. We may have not had the most talented team entering the tournament, but we formed a family bond of brothers who trusted each other that we would get the job done. After winning the first game, I could feel we all started to believe each other, and we were all in. We started to believe in one another and realized we were doing something that we could remember for the rest of our lives. From the first game to the last game, I think about it all the time, and it brings joy every time to know we finished the season as champions. To my family, my mom, dad, Brianna, and Vance Jr., thank you for accepting this award on my behalf. I truly have a team that knows the true meaning of all in. You have supported me at the highest and the lowest point of my career. And I want you to know I love you and thank you for pushing me, because my success is your success. Mom, I will never forget calling you after the first game of the national tournament and telling you we won because you could not make it to the first game because you were at work, while the rest of the family was already down in Kansas giving you an update after each game. You and Dad are my heroes, and for all that you have helped me get through and for believing in me through it all. To Brianna and our son, Vance Jr., I just wanted to thank you for holding it down and being there for me while I'm on this journey for playing for us. Love you all very much. With all that being said, Pikeville, you will forever be my family. This isn't just a Hall of Fame award for me, it's an award for all of us. And I will forever be all in as a Pikeville Bear. I also want to thank you for giving me an opportunity to do the closing prayer at the graduation ceremony the year I graduated. I was in shock when Coach Wells told me the president asked if I could do it. I remember calling my mom and saying, "Mom, they asked me to say the closing prayer at the graduation. Isn't that crazy?" That, among many things, showed me how special you guys believed in me. And for that, I will always appreciate my Pikeville family. You are truly a Hall of Fame family of mine, and I will forever hold a special place in my heart. Thank you for inducting me into the Hall of Fame. I love you. Also, congratulations to the other inductees this year. You deserve it as well. Fancy Vance Cooksey. Postscript. Coach Wells, I know you're over there crying and happy, but guess what? I'm crying too on the plane while I'm writing this. Laugh out loud. Thank you for all that you have done for me. You are truly the greatest coach I ever played for. I love you to the moon and back. All in. Thank you.
As they're walking over, the 2011 national tournament, I was sitting in the stands, and I was very nervous. One thing about Vance Cooksey, look out there, he was not nervous at all about turning the keys over to the car. He was definitely driving the right car that night. Our second inductee also comes from the men's basketball program. Just a few years before Vance played here, please welcome to the stage another NAIA All-American and new Hall of Fame inductee, Joshua Scotty Smarco. Scotty was a force in his 2 years at Pikeville College, including putting together one of the best individual seasons ever in the 2008-2009 season. Smarco was named an NAIA All-American 2009 after scoring a Mid-South Conference leading 20.4 points per game and shooting an amazing 47.8% from three-point land and 88.7% from free throw stripe. Did you ever miss, Scotty? Oh. And one of the most memorable individual games, and my favorite game I ever watched in the UPIKE gym in program history, he scored 41 points to upset then rival, or actually still rival, Georgetown at home, Joshua Scotty Smarco.
We already got the tears flowing today, huh? I don't know if you guys ever seen the Jordan Hall of Fame speech. He had the crying tears. That's definitely about to happen. Just throwing that out there early. Thank you to the University of Pikeville. It's such an honor to be here. Thank you to the Hall of Fame committee, Coach Wells, Coach Compton, for allowing this to be possible. To my beautiful wife, thanks for being here with me on this journey. I want to thank God. If not for his grace, none of this would be possible. My life, my basketball career, who I am as a man today is a reflection of my faith. So I got to start off on the front end with some shout outs. These people pushed me to be the best that I could be on and off the court. My dad, who put the ball in my hands since I was a baby, he would take us to parks and let us play for hours, and this would eventually develop a love for the game of basketball. My mom, who worked hard and sacrificed her life so I can pursue a passion. Coach Cook, my 7th and 8th grade coach, who taught me the fundamentals of the game. Coach Cannon, Mr. Robeson, my high school freshman coaches, who saw something in a scrawny 14-year-old kid, and I remember just wanting to give up, and they pushed me to not give up. Coach Edwards, my JV coach, who pushed me beyond my limits. Coach Hickman and Coach Krogel. My varsity coaches has helped me elevate my game. Coach King, my AAU coach, who became a godfather, a dad to many kids in the hood that didn't have a positive role model in their life. He took a chance on all of us. To Coach Mike Brown, who became a mentor friend and instilled in me hope and belief that I could overcome any and every adversity that was thrown at me. To Coach Perry Watson from the University of Detroit, who took a chance and gave me a Division I scholarship. Without him, me and my wife would have never ended up together. And of course, to all my homies in the hood, because they're probably watching on Facebook Live over here, James, Karan, Jared, Benny, my brother Martin, and all of SBFL. Look, mama, we made it. My wife is recording, by the way, that's why I'm saying this. To Coach Wells and Coach Riley, who drove up to Michigan, stayed an extra day just so that they could sign me. They would not leave my house in Michigan until they got my signature. You remember that? They drove 8 hours. It's like, listen, we're signing you today. I don't care what you say. So thank you, Coach Wells, for going out of your way. I'm going to take this off so I can look at him. Thank you, Coach Wells, for going out of your way and giving me hope again. When you showed up in Michigan, I was angry and upset that I wasn't going back to Detroit. So when I came here, I had this huge chip on my shoulder. I had so much to prove, and so I made up in my mind that I would destroy any and every opponent that came in my way. I think that was a good thing for us. I remember you and Coach Raleigh telling me that you would make me into a relentless scorer, and that you did, but so much more. Receiving this honor today is a milestone that I didn't think would be possible. Think about this journey with me. As I say, let's go back in the day. So I got cut from my 7th grade AAU team. I got cut from my 11th grade AAU team. In high school, I fell into a depression. And at the end of my junior year, I had a 1.2 GPA, and I was ready to give up on life. I had to take extra classes just to graduate high school. In fact, I got a 15 on my ACT the first time I took it. I had 0 scholarships coming out of high school. I walked on my first year of college. I earned my first scholarship to a community college, which eventually led me to play Division I basketball. And then I came here on a scholarship and eventually became an All-American. And I ended up graduating with a bachelor's, and then I went on and got a master's degree and now working on my 2nd master's degree. So I know I'm not supposed to preach, but you cannot tell me that God does not write stories, that God is not transforming people today, because I'm a living witness of that. And so to the administration, the teachers, faculty, and all coaches, continue to plant seeds in the hearts of young men and women, because you never know where they will be today or how they will manifest or the fruit that will come from those seeds. Living here for 3 years helped me learn and see that I had a bigger purpose in my life than basketball. Basketball was a great tool, a great catalyst for allowing me to see the world, to meet people, to get an education. But again, it was just a tool. But my purpose in life is so much bigger than basketball, and even today I'm allowed to pour into many individuals' lives, many students' lives, because of this administration, this community, this school, the people that believed in me. In fact, Gary was my first boss. They ended up hiring me on the admissions team. And Gary and Coach Wells, I think I turned out all right. What do you think? Good job. So again, none of this would be possible without God, friends, family. And again, it's such an honor to receive this award And it doesn't get much better than this. I hit many milestones in my life, and man, this is definitely one of those that I can't believe is true, but it's here. So thank you again to the University of Pikeville. Used to be Pikeville College. We've grown so much, and I can't wait to see what the future is going to look like for us as we continue to grow as a family. Thank you.
Congratulations. Proud of you. Thank you.
Our next inductee comes from another storied Pikeville program. It's women's bowling. Not only is she a national champion, but she's also an All-American that was a part of putting the program on the map. Please welcome to the stage, TRACY NOVAK. A member of the 2004 USBC Intercollegiate Team Championship National Championship Team, TRACY Miller was an NCBCA All-American her senior season and was just the program's fourth All-American in its still infancy. Across her career, she had 6 top 5 individual finishes and averaged a score of 186. 2019 UPIKE Hall of Fame inductee, TRACY NOVAK.
It all started on the Hill just before my freshman year of college. My roommate Ladina and I were leaving campus and headed to the bowling alley when our lane suddenly ended and had to merge. Anyone that knew Ladina and I knew that we were an accident waiting to happen, pretty much all the time. Well, this one ended exactly in just that, a car accident. Ladina called her dad, Ron, who was the athletic director and dean of students at the college at the time. He was in a meeting at that time, and the president of the college came to get us instead. Yes, the president himself, Hal Smith. I was just visiting the college at the time and wasn't really sure what to expect when Mr. Smith picked us up. But it was at that time I realized that I was in a safe place if the president of the college was coming to get us. Over the years, I came to realize how lucky we were to have such an awesome president and First Lady Karen. They truly loved each student and did so much for the student athletes. When an athlete attends a college to play a sport, they usually have one ultimate goal in mind. In a college bowler's mind, it's winning a national championship title. My freshman year, we fell just short of that goal. My sophomore year, we made it to the finals. We were competing against the best, Wichita State. To say we were the underdogs is an understatement. But we came together as a team and was able to accomplish our goal, 2004 national champions. What an amazing feeling it was, and to be the college's first national title came with its perks. We had such a warm welcome when we arrived home from Tulsa. We all dated guys from the men's bowling team, and they were standing over the bridge with a welcome home sign to show their love and support. We also had a police escort into town. We had different companies in Pikeville wanting to take us to dinner every other night. It was truly amazing how proud this little town was of us, their national champions. After my sophomore year, I thought I was done. I was homesick. I figured I had accomplished the goal. What more was there left to do? It was that summer that I made a bet to my coach, Ron. Every year we had a Kentucky versus Indiana All-Star Series. I had been a Kentucky All-Star for 7 years and at this point had never made the top 5. Ron made a bet with me that if I finished in the top 5, I had to come back. Well, guess what? I was back for my junior year at Pikeville. That year, I fell just shy of making an All-American team, so I figured that was going to be my personal goal for my senior year. My very first tournament that year, I averaged a 149. If you know anything about bowling, 149 is far from All-American status. I remember crying my eyes out at that tournament, and my coach, Doug, from back home in Louisville, was at that tournament coaching Bellarmine University. We had a long talk afterwards, and he taught me to never give up. I did just that. I practiced and I practiced. I worked hard, and I did not give up on myself. My senior year, I was named All-American. What an accomplishment. It was that year and that moment when I had learned from Doug to never give up on anything you want in life. I owe everything, all of these accomplishments, to first off my mother and my late father. My mother never missed one tournament in my 4 years at Pikeville. Her and my father have always been my biggest cheerleaders on and off the lanes. Without their love and support, I would not be the person I am today. Thank you for instilling the qualities I needed to be successful. When I doubted I could do something, they said I could do it, providing the most special gift, the gift to believe in myself. I could not thank them enough. My coach, Ron, if he had never recruited me and believed in me when he saw me in a tournament in Tennessee, I would not have the chance to achieve these accomplishments. Thank you for everything you and Shella did for me in my 4 years at Pikeville. I am so thankful for you opening your home to me. To my roommate, Ladina, you are an awesome friend. I am so happy that we had the opportunity to share so many laughs, tears, and memories together. Man, the memories. I will leave it at that. I know I can still pick up the phone today and call you if I need anything, and that's what I call a true friend. Thank you for celebrating with me today. My teammates, what a great group of girls. We would have never accomplished any of our goals if we didn't put our differences aside and come together when it meant the most. We communicated so well together, and that's why we won a national title. I cannot begin to say enough good things about this group. Ron always told us we were special. Looking back, I'm not even sure if special begins to describe us. To Pikeville College, thank you. Thank you for the best education. I have been working in long-term care for 13 years, and I would not be where I am today without my college education. Thank you for the opportunity to represent Pikeville. During my bowling career, I also met my husband, Steve, that bowled for Saginaw Valley. We now have a 6-week-old baby, SJ. Thank you, Steve, for all your love and support. If you take away anything from this speech today, I hope it is that you never give up on your hopes and dreams. You can do anything if you commit to it and believe in yourself. To all the other inductees, congratulations on your accomplishments. What an honor.
Well, Tracy, after that sophomore year, we're glad you lost that bet to Ron Dameron as well. Up next is a former teammate of mine and good friend. To this day, he's one of the best baseball players I've ever had the pleasure of being around. Please welcome to the stage Mr. Jeffrey Jones. Jeff was one of the most feared offensive players in his time at Pikeville College. He was a two-time first-team All-Kayak member in '96 and '97, also named to the NAIA All-Region team both years. Jeff played multiple positions on the field and was the only kayak player to finish in the top 10 of every offensive category in 1996. 2000 Hall of Fame inductee, Mr. Jeffrey Jones.
All right, this may shock a few of you. I'm a little nervous. You know, anybody who went to school with me or played with me know that talking is sort of a good thing for me. It's one of my gifts. I speak for a living. I speak in front of groups all the time, and I'm a little nervous, so just bear with me. I got some things to get out of the way first. First and foremost, I want to thank my mom and dad. She's the family crier, so she's probably going to cry first. But, you know, she's the one who shuttled me to games. She's the one who threatened me taking away practices if I didn't behave as a kid, which was quite often. And the only thing to get me to straighten up was to take away baseball. And it worked most of the time. Dad, thank you for being there as well. There's so many. I think I want to go... I want to thank Joe Collins. Joe was a teammate of mine at Lee's. We went to Lee's Junior College first, and then we came here. I think I'm pretty accurate in saying we didn't really like each other when we first met. 2 two alpha males on the same team probably didn't get along for the first, I don't know, month or so. And I think we settled that pretty quick, and he is a brother to me, and without those 4 years, I probably wouldn't be standing here. Coach Lemaster, thank you so much. You know, I think you're going to see a pretty common theme today. So I went to a small school, Pendleton County High School. Switched high schools my senior year. So I went from all region as a junior to a new high school my senior year and got a grand total of 9 at-bats. 9 at-bats as a senior in high school. You can imagine how discouraging that could have been for somebody. And let me tell you, it was really tough. But I had a dream. My dream was to always play baseball. At the same time, I was playing soccer, and I had committed to play soccer at Morehead State University. And so I was a goalie. And about 3 weeks before the season started, I got a call from a junior college coach at Lee's to come try out. And so 3 weeks before school started, we had a change of plans, and we were going to Jackson, Kentucky to play baseball. And so from there, it led me to here to Pikeville. And if I hadn't have known Joe, would have never met Coach. And Coach steered me in the right direction. I guarantee it was not easy to steer sometimes. And I'm not here without those two guys. So I can't thank you enough. There's just not enough words for me to say thank you. I want to thank Joe's parents. They're not here today, but they were like second parents to me. They took me in, they fed me, which was a chore back then. And if you can tell, maybe a little bit of a chore today. Just thank you to everybody. I'm just a kid who always wanted to play baseball. I got in so much trouble as a kid. My grandfather raised tobacco, and I would hit rocks out of the driveway with a tobacco stick for hours. And I just pick up a stick, hit a rock. Got in so much trouble hitting rocks out of his driveway because he paid for them. And I'm so thankful that led me to here to Pikeville College. University of Pikeville now. Sorry, I'm a Pikeville College guy. Without my time here, I am not where I am today. I'm so appreciative. I'm so humbled. And if I'm being honest, you know, I always wondered if this would ever happen. And you talk about timing, and you talk about when things are supposed to happen and why they're supposed to happen. And I know it happened today because if it would have happened earlier, my wife wouldn't have been here, my kids wouldn't have been. And that means so much to me, so much. I'm so thankful that Gary's here. Gary's a great friend, great teammate, heck of a change-up. I'm glad I didn't have to face it. I'm just so thankful. So many people. I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody. I probably said this once or twice, but I'm so thankful. Thankful to Kelly, thankful for the committee, thankful to the college, and enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you.
I had the opportunity to play 2 years with Jeff, and that's 2 years I'm glad I got a chance to play with Jeff Jones. Passion was his middle name, that's for sure. And the one thing about it, and it's kind of a little inside baseball here, you know, he talks when he gets nervous. Sometimes he gets sweaty hands, too. It's hard to hold on to that bat sometimes, too. But Jeff knows what I'm talking about there, don't you, Jeff? Yeah. So our 5th inductee today comes from another bat and ball sport. One of the best softball players to ever put on a Pikeville uniform. It's not easy to accomplish all conference honors for 4 consecutive years, yet this woman managed to accomplish just that. Please welcome to the stage, Krista Coons. Krista was a four-year starter at Pikeville College, splitting time between shortstop and third base. She earned all Mid-South Conference honors each of her 4 years at Pikeville, including first-team all-conference honors her final 3. Krista was a force on offense and sure-handed on defense. She was in the top 10 of the conference in batting average 3 out of the 4 years and finished her career with 120 runs batted in. 2019 UPIKE Athletics Hall of Fame inductee, Krista Coons.
Well, first of all, I'm so honored to be on this stage. But they told me to just write like a 3 to 5 minute speech. So I put a little scribbles on these index cards. And now everybody's getting up here with these papers. So I guess I'm going to have to make something up. Half of it, I don't know that I'll be able to tell. Thank you all for coming. I don't know if it was a coincidence that I followed Jeff, but you'll see a lot of similarities. Softball player, goalie for soccer, tobacco, you'll hear that through here. Anyways, so thank you guys for all coming out. It's been a long time since I've been to Pikeville, and driving through here, everything is so different. This building, like, man. Something that didn't change, though, is the way that I felt when I arrived on this hill and when I saw the 99. It's a feeling of home, and it was only 4 years, but man, was it a good time. I learned a lot. It changed my life forever, being up here on this hill, and more so it's the people. It's the people that are up here helping us all get through and kind of figuring out life, you know. So I'm from a small town, and again, I didn't even know where Pikeville was. But here I was on a scholarship for softball, getting ready to start out. And I was leaving, you know, I used to grow up, and we would have a little fun. And then at 6 a.m., if the tobacco workers didn't show up, there was my dad chasing me down around town, dragging me out, and you'd go out on work on the tobacco fields for 12 hours a day in the hot sun, and then he'd hand you $10 and say thank you. Oh, God, what is that? Anyways, so I got up here, and I was free. I didn't have to deal with that anymore. I quickly learned that there's always a price to pay when you have too much fun. I don't know, we can show by a raise of hands, but I don't know if anybody else frequented the 99 at 6 a.m. for suicides. Just me? Yes! Yes! Oh, anyways. Hey, Pikeville offered me the foundation for this competitive career. I'm an area manager for a telecommunications company. I live in Lexington. I cover a pretty big area, and it's pretty competitive. My time here directly correlates to my success in my life now. You know, I'm so honored to be back in Pikeville right now, and I'm grateful for this opportunity. I would just like to thank, first, my teachers. It's really hard when you're a student athlete, and I don't know that if I went to any other school and had any different set of people, mentors, teachers, leaders, that I would still be here today. They took so much time to go above and beyond for extra one-on-one time. They always made sure, for some reason, that I was in the first 2 rows of the class. Tracked me down if I wasn't there. Everybody knew it. So they pushed me, and they made sure that my education always came first, which sometimes I lost sight of. So I would like to thank my teachers. I hear Howard Roberts is still around here. Peggy Newsome, Brenda Maynard, Gene Lovell, although he made me take economics a few more times than I should have. My teammates. I would not be here, standing here today without my teammates. And it's, you know, a team in college is very different than a team in high school or just kind of growing up. These are the people that are around you, kind of helping you figure out who you're going to be, what are you going to do, you know, what kind of person are you going to be. It's a family. We were all in this together, no matter what happened, no matter who it was, what it was, someone was there to help you. Always one hand back, pulling everybody else forward. We thrived on the success of each other, not just an individual. So thank you to all my teammates. And when I say teammates, I don't just mean the softball team. The athletic teams were so interconnected. You know, I've got the football players from page 106. Can't forget that. We got the volleyball team that I was included, and then the women's basketball team. Coach Watson, I don't think liked that very much, but Muka, always hitting it with her playlists. I don't know if she still has those sweet dance moves. I guess we might find out. Anyways, I'd like to thank the people here with me today. I have Jess and my parents, Pam and JP. My mother did not take it easy. Biggest motivator of my life. And when I thought I got to where I wanted to be, she'd say, it's all right, but what about this? It's okay. What? Never let me settle. Always pushed me. She still pushes me today. What are you doing? What's next? What's going on? I just, I wanted to give up. Someone said it was their sophomore year and they called and wanted to come home. The same thing happened to me. I don't know. It must just be a sophomore year thing, but I called my mom and she said, Krista, go to your room. Like, I'm not dealing with this. You're not coming and moving in with me. What? Yeah, but it was the best decision. She's always pushed me, like I said, to be where I am today. And then I got my biggest supporter, JP, my father. Always used to make fun. He was a baseball coach, 26 years at the high school. Actually, the high school field's named after him, so always had something to chase after. But he always used to tease me every single day. He'd say, oh, softball, what? So they take that big beach ball and throw it up in the air and say, whee! Used to make me so mad. Gosh. But there he was, every game, 2 hours away, he'd drive up. He missed very, very, very few games, and he was always out there in left field in the lawnmower. I just always knew he was there. Then I have to thank the most important person, Robert Staggs. He always had my best intentions at heart, although I didn't always think so at the time. He taught me a lot about life, a lot about being an adult, how to be responsible, respectful, and how to kind of coach and lead through influence. I was raised around two of the best coaches I know, my father and Robert Staggs, and they both had something in common. They coached and led through influence, sometimes fear, but mostly it was influence. That's the style of leadership that has made me successful today, and I encourage everybody in this room to go influence someone to be great. Thank you very much.
Our last individual inductee comes from the sport most of you here today are here for, the team playing tonight. By the time this man's Pikeville career was over, his name was written all over the Pikeville defensive record book. Please welcome to the stage, ANSON Cunningham. Anson had an outstanding 4 years at Pikeville from 2007 to 2010, ending up tied for second in career tackles with 273. He was an all Mid-South Conference selection after his senior season and was a three-time Defensive Player of the Week. Cunningham, arguably his best game came when he was a sophomore. He had 16 total tackles against Campbellsville. 2019 UPIKE Athletics Hall of Fame inductee, ANSON Cunningham.
I just want to first say, God is the greatest. All praise to him. I didn't come prepared with no speech. I just brought my heart today. That's all I brought with me today. Okay, that's the only way I can come with it. And I just got to be real, okay? All right, so I can remember my first day in Pikeville. I can remember going to Welcome Hall. It was just a new beginning. Growing up, I had a learning disability, and I said, I'm going to do it the right way. I'm going to study. I'm going to put the work in, you know. I'm going to just do it the right way, you know. Thank my parents, my mom, my dad. Thank you. I ain't gonna get, you know, I'm a little emotional, but I'm just tell you how it is, okay? Okay, so I remember unloading my bags, going up to the 3rd floor. And right before I put the first bag down, my dad said, promise me, you don't pick these bags up for good until you're done and you finished. Promise me. I said, I promise. So I was here a week. Practice was going okay. I really wasn't a standout. I was just going through the motion, just doing enough. And Coach Matt Bryant called me into the office. He said, Cunningham, he said, I don't know what this for you. I was like, what you mean? He said, I don't know what this for you. This ain't what I seen on tape. He said, and I don't know if I have some money to give you. I said, hold on now. He said, I don't know. We just got to go to admin and see what you can do. So I just been here a week. You know, the food nasty. I'm just sorry. It wasn't what I was used to, but it was a whole lot better later on. But I was like, man. I said I got a lot of people counting on me at home. I said I got a lot of people betting against me. I said I heard before I left, like it was like people in the town like putting up money. Like I'm telling you, he'll be home. And I was thinking about that in my room. My roommate didn't show up, so I was in there by myself. So I just had a lot of time to think about it. I was like, man. I said, I just been here a week, and I just told my dad, I promised him, I promised my parents, I wasn't coming home until I'm finished. And then, you know, adversity hit. Then, you know, my intangibles that we say on Friday night kicked in before we go out on the field. Them red devils. Adversity brings some, man, others break records. I said my intangible till I went to sleep. And I woke up the next morning, I said, oh. I said, yeah, it's time for that dog to come out today. I said, I'm first in everything. I'm first in every line, and everybody gonna feel me. And I'm telling you, somebody gonna have to fight me if they want to get my spot. So the first hitting drill we did, I was first. First person I hit, I ain't never seen him again. He gone, he packed up. He packed up, he was out of here. Pursuit drill came around, I was first in sprints, and this was the kicker right here. I knew first team defense was coming up. I was like, okay, I said, I got to find a way to get on this field now. And then another thing from Clinton High School, we didn't take our helmet off. You keep your helmet on at all times because you need to be ready. You need to be ready for when your number called. One of the starters, he had his helmet off. I said, oh, he ain't messed up. I got his helmet. I hid it behind the trainer's table. I hid it behind, I said, Lil Jay. He like, well, I said, there ain't something wrong with this. I'm like, you might need to do something with this. So I hid it. He was working on it. They said first team, I jumped out there. And the rest is history, you know what I'm saying? But that dog, I bring that dog every day, and I just attack life like that every day, you know? I just don't want to be average. I'm talking about I'm sharpening my sword every day. Iron sharpen iron. That's another intangible. I live and die by my intangibles, you know? That's what I live by. So every day in life, I'm attacking life, you know? Every day, I'm talking about I'm still working out like I got to play tomorrow. Every morning, I'm up 5:30 in the gym, grinding, and I'm talking about that's how I do every day. That's part of my work ethic, you know, and I use that same mentality just to deal with life, like, and I just want to be good, and I just want to be good in everything I do. And also, you know, I got good people supporting me, like my coach, you know, my teammates. Thank you. And Daryl, that week that you first met me, that's why I was so mad. He said, dude, why are you so angry? I had to get what was mine, you know? And then, like my junior year, I know we used to have devotion. It was like me and Banks and Mr. Barrett, I'm sorry. We used to have devotion. I'm talking about, like, that helped me calm down a little bit. But, like, one of the guys was saying, like, he ain't route tight. No, you come on now. You got to play with intensity. You got to live with intensity if you know, play defense. So That's just my edge, okay? But, and Dad, I told you. Okay, so, probably 2 years ago, we was at Gus Chicken. Well, 3 years, Dad. We was at Gus Chicken in Memphis, Tennessee. It's like a chicken restaurant. And my baby sister, Lauren, said, Dad, who is the best between you and Anson? And then I didn't want to say nothing because I know he gonna, who you think? I'm the best. I was like, Dad, you're not faster than me. He said, I don't know if you were stronger than me. Well, you might have been stronger than me. But I was like, you couldn't play the game like I did. Who in the Hall of Fame? So my dad was in the Hall of Fame already. I said, yeah, you got me on that. I said, when you get in? He said, I've been in about a couple years now. I said, you bald. I said, you bald when you got in. You got a bald head. I said, I'm gonna have all the hair on my head when I get in. What I tell you? But you know what? I just want to thank the Hall of Fame committee. Thank you. My teachers at the university, thank you for everything that you've done for me. You know, I really appreciate it. You know, I'm just so thankful for my degree. Since then, I went back to school and got my master's in special education. Now I'm working back home in my community, and I love everything that I do. And, you know, without y'all guys at university, I wouldn't have been able to do it. So just thank you. Thank everybody for everything.
Our next induction will be the 2005 Pikeville College football team. But before we read what's on the plaque, the team has requested that we have a moment of silence for Derek Silas, Big Show, who's passed away. He was a member of the football team, so we can have a moment of silence for Big Show, please. Thank you. The 2005 Pikeville College football team was one of the greatest teams to play at Pikeville College. This team made history as the first team ever to reach the NAIA playoffs. Please welcome to the stage the members of the 2005 Pikeville College football team. The 2005 Pikeville College football team made history as the first team ever to make the NAIA playoffs. Led by quarterback Chip English and running back Calvin Joplin, the Bears used a high-scoring offense and defense that lived in opposing backfields to wear teams down. Pikeville finished with a 7-2 regular season record, with the only 2 losses coming against 2 top 10 opponents by a combined 3 points. The UPIKE Athletic Hall of Fame inductees, the 2005 Pikeville College football team. Speaking on behalf of the 2005 Pikeville College football team will be head coach Jerry Minott.
Wow, got to follow that. Anson, thanks, man. Appreciate it. First of all, congratulations to all the inductees this morning. You know, Coach Lamb called me a couple of days ago and asked me if I would speak, so thanks for the short heads up, Coach. So I put some bullet statements together, and if you'll bear with me, I'll get you out of here about an hour and a half. So, now first I'm honored to be here and speak on behalf and represent the 2005 Pikeville College football team. I appreciate everything you guys did for me while I was here. Appreciate all the folks here that supported us. Want to go through a few notes here and make sure that we recognize some folks. But we appreciate the recognition of what this team was able to accomplish against a lot of odds. You know, a lot of things y'all didn't even know that was going on, that we just had very limited resources. Had so many people come to the table: Bill Baird, Kay, Hal Smith, Karen, Charlie Pinson. I could go on down the list of all the folks that were helped us be successful. Brad Markham, that really put in, and it really gave us extra coaches. You know, we came in, we have one full-time coach, and a couple of us out there recruiting. And we were lucky enough to have Gene Lovell. I don't know if Gene's still at the college, but he was the head of oversight of eligibility in the Mid-South Conference. So we knew all the loopholes. So we had some pretty good players who were able to get in here. And I appreciate you coming here and making sure that we were able to have some success that we did. First, a couple things, Coach Wells. I want to see if we can get something changed. We were 8-2 in 2005. We beat somebody so badly that somebody got offended and didn't let us count them as a win. Y'all remember that team, first team? But everybody in the conference counted as a win or loss and a Division II. So I want to get that changed. Y'all were 16-4 in 04 and 05. 3 points from being undefeated that last year, which I blame myself. We had the Offensive Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, the Coach of the Year. It's my fault we weren't 10-0. We should have been 10-0. So I apologize for that. So many accomplishments that they were able to have. You know, the things that they adapted to. I mean, I don't know if y'all still go down to the grass and practice down there. It's all up here. We used to get on that bus, you know, raggedy bus. Y'all remember that? It was insane, wasn't it? But yeah, but we ended up. I mean, they made so many adjustments. We were practicing. What time we practice, guys? 6, 8 o'clock at night. Sometimes to 10. They go home and study. Get up in the morning, go to class. They were doing 20-hour days. It was insane. Y'all remember being out there in 2 foot of snow? Were y'all with that group? That was fun. They were like, what are we doing? You know, that was before they had the indoor facility. With that said, you know, I mentioned Offensive Player of the Year, Calvin Joplin, the best running back I've ever coached, 20 years of coaching. We had Antoine Marsh. I think he was a defensive player in 04, too. 04, Lonnie Richardson. It's good to see you. I haven't seen Lonnie. I see so many people here, too. Forgive me. I look forward to sharing today with you and telling stories. I like to tell them now, but most of them I can't tell. Jesse Peck. But, my bad. But I appreciate everything that you have, you know, you guys did for me, and I appreciate you guys recognizing what they were able to accomplish, again, with limited resources. There's so many people, you know, admissions, registrar, financial aid. I want to mention Natalie Stewart, who was an extra coach for us. Did so many things for you guys you don't know. She's battling cancer now, so make sure y'all say a prayer for her, okay? Again, Bill Baird, Bill and Kay, Charlie Pinson, Rick Bentley, Ron Dameron, Ken Hall, Jeff Vanderbeck, Hal and Karen Smith for hiring a young 30-something coach. I appreciate that, Hal. It's great. Coach Holland, if you guys haven't been following, you know, we were kind of sporadic. We're a new program. It's normal. We're up and down. And Coach Holland has bought security and established a respected program here. And make sure you guys are supporting him. And if y'all pull up the YouTubers if you ain't seen ANSON Cunningham play, and check that cat out, man. He's a baller. I watched him a little bit last night, and that's pretty impressive. So many stories I'd like to share. I keep up with most folks on MySpace or Spacebook. What is it? Is that what it is? Now, most of these guys, they know what MySpace was, so I put those two together for you. But I enjoy watching your families grow. We got doctors, lawyers, CEOs, coaches, amazing fathers, soldiers. Just so many great people representing coaches here. And Marines. So far. Okay, no. Respect. But so many things I could go on down the list. So many people came so far away, and I keep talking and tell so many stories. But I look forward, let's get together before, and we'll kind of tell our lives and embellish everything we need to and go through all that good stuff. Another thing I wanted to recognize these guys for, and my facts may be wrong, but y'all can correct me. I think the first season here was a club team, so it's not an official team. They were able to, you know, bring in folks for the, you know, NAIA. And I used to have a coach. I played at Carson Newman. And they used to joke and say that NAIA stood for not any investigations, any time. But I don't know if that was true. The rules have changed now, and we've come a long way. But one thing I want to make sure that you guys remember, too, I think the first year was a club team. I'm not sure what it was. And then they had a team that was 5-5 that had a forfeit after the year that made them 6-4. So you're the first on-the-field winning program. So give yourself a hand for that as well. So many things I could go on and on and on. So many people I want to thank. I'm sorry if I missed you. I look forward to seeing you. I hadn't spoken in 14 years, so I'm a little shaky. Again, thanks, Coach Lamb. But so many things I want to say that I'll forget, and I'll see you on here. So many people, Joy Kemp and all these folks I haven't seen forever. It's great to see y'all. And I'll leave y'all with this. We always said, remember who you are, remember who you represent. When you leave here, make sure you, if they're not with you, get on the phone. Call whoever got you here, your mom, your dad, your stepmom, your aunt, your uncle, your mentor, and thank them. And I thank y'all, and thank y'all for recognizing this team.
So while the UPIKE Athletics Hall of Fame generally consists of former athletes and teams that come to Pikeville, there are members of our community that deserve recognition for their outstanding contributions to UPIKE athletics off the floor. Today we'll induct 3 of these community members. Please welcome the 2019 honorary inductees, Brad Markham, Kenny Schmidt, and Chris Smith. So speaking on behalf of the group for the honorary inductees will be Brad Markham.
Well, I was surprised to get a shout out from the coach, and now I'm talking for more than one person. So bear with me since I didn't realize I was getting extra luggage here. We're very thankful. And they're very thankful, they said, so that works out well. Anybody knows me knows how much I can talk, so I gotta be careful. I would like to thank the committee. Whenever Meg first sent me the information that you might want to look at this, and I didn't know what this meant, and saw that I was going to be part of this process today. So I'm very thankful for all the committee members. I'm thankful for the many things that we have. My niece is over here, Lakia. People don't realize that's my niece from another mother. But I have a few things here. Let me get my papers together because now I'm all messed up here. All right. So again, I want to thank everybody who, I'm so proud that I was part of with this group because I worked a lot with those football players myself at time in different ways and was very glad to see all of them coming back. So for my actual part, the problem with having a degenerative brain condition paired with a cruel brain disease means that I can't talk the same way I used to. Hi, baby. My granddaughter just spoke up real quick. Okay. I'm still here. It's going to be, I'll be down there in a minute. Yes. And of all the things that I thought that would take me down in my lifetime, it sure wasn't my brain. I'm an old football player, so I was expecting a variety of things. Lord knows I've had plenty of experiences with football and some of the things that happens over age with it. But this past year I found out that I had both Alzheimer's and dementia. And I was surprised by it, and I was trying to figure out how I could deal with it and what I could do with it, and I complained. But then I went back to the words of the Apostle Paul, who asked for, oh, hang on a second, sorry. That I plead the Lord to take this thorn from my flesh, but he keeps just telling me, my grace is sufficient for you. For you, my power is made perfect in weakness. So I had to learn how to deal with weakness. Not used to that. So I want to tell you a little bit about my experiences with Pikeville College. A number of programs where I was at previously wanted me to be a football coach. I was more focused on my academics. But then I got to a point when I realized that by giving up on athletics, I was not helping myself. So the few things I'm going to talk about today deals with my talk with my experience with the women's basketball team. I am so glad to hear that they're going to be playing in their varsity, in their programs from now on, having alumni to come back and play with each other, because it was a very special time in my life. So I was with Bill Watson's coaching staff for 8.5 years. Beginning in spring of 2005. And so here's some of the things of what I got from my experiences with that and with those people. At one point, I was away from the campus, but I came back. I'm sorry.
Well, I have always shied away from college coaching athletic teams during my higher ed career. My profession before coming to Pikeville was that of teacher. In fact, in addition to my other duties at Pikeville College, yes, I was also Pikeville College, I was able to teach a section of English composition and/or freshman seminar every term from fall 2002 until fall 2011, only having a semester off when I was laid off in spring 2010. But when I think about it, for me, coaching is teaching and teaching is coaching. I've always believed that a big part of being part of a team teaches students important lessons that are transferable to life after college, which we've heard a lot so far. Being a member of the women's basketball team has yet another venue to be a teacher of students and make a difference in these women's lives. But I have to admit that I heard things in the huddle that I had never heard when I was in huddles in football.
That is a fact.
And off the court, I discovered that I was placed in situations with the women that I wouldn't have thought I would have been asked to deal with. Yet during those difficult times that some of the women were going through, sometimes I was just meant to be there to listen. As an aside, the women probably didn't realize that they were teaching me too. For example, thanks to Heather English, I learned how to be a grandfather. Yes, during that practice when Trot drooled all over me,
Yep.
I discovered that this old lineman could hold a baby without breaking it. All of the women have meant and continue to mean so much to me. Working with Billy and the players was also significant for me because it was the one constant I had during a period when I was regularly being moved to different offices among 5 different buildings on campus, as well as being given different assignments and responsibilities when something needed to be done because someone left or we had just received a grant but hiring additional staff wasn't an option. In addition, my connection with athletics at UPIKE opened up opportunities in other areas like consulting work with ESPN. Billy could always count on me to keep track of the game stats throughout the half before we got the official stats at halftime and the end of the game. I was his stats sheet so that he could focus on the action on the court. I was there with the team at the first game in the Expo Center in November 2005 when it was such a major adjustment for the players who were so used to playing in the little gym. I just remember that Billy really wanted me to be around for the game and during practices that week. And face it, everyone likes being needed. The most important aspect of this whole experience, though, was 3 men. These guys were already really close to each other with a lot of history, and yet they accepted me, an outsider, no questions asked. Even though I never had a brother, each became one to me. It was like I had always been one of their group. Some of you know how closed off I keep people, but when I got around these guys, I could open up and be myself. Whether we were in the lunchroom, on the bus, or in a car traveling to a game, or spending time together at one of the many team-building trips Billy would sponsor over the holiday, these special men and I would laugh, cry, and lean on each other during the good times and the hard times. There aren't sufficient words enough to express my feelings for Rick Bentley, Charlie Pinson, and Billy Watson. Finally, I want to publicly thank Stephanie Stiltner. During this period, she was the college photographer and was there at all the games. It was because of her that I learned how to speak Eastern Kentucky.
Hi.
Thank you again to everyone. This is the best.
So just a couple of housekeeping things here. After we close everything out, all the inductees, we're going to do a group photo. Where you want them at, Lakia? You want them on stage? Yeah, so after we conclude all the inductees, we need to come back up on the stage and do a photo. So these marks will mark the conclusion of this year's ceremony. Thank you for everyone for coming to this special occasion. It's been an honor to be here to induct these men and women into the Athletic Hall of Fame at the University of Pikeville. God bless, and as always, go Bears.